just built its way into the Guinness Book for the fastest time to build the Falcon. The massive Lego spaceship, aside from stepping on a Lego block in the middle of the night to get a snack from the fridge. Otherwise, he was fine. He says he really enjoyed Lego to begin with, so once he got started, he got into zone, and before you knew it, boom, 7 hours later, it was over. We're back in a moment. When's news time? 2:18.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client?
Si OGDS po ito. May naghahanap po ba kayo ng remittance app kung saan mas malaking pera ang makukuha ng inyong mahal sa buhay? Ang SendWave app. Yes, super bilis. Matatanggap agad ang padala nyo 100%. Ako, sigurado yan. At syempre, makakawalaan niya ng halos 1,000,000 users mula pa noong 2014. At ito ay fee-free. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo na kailangan mag-alala pa sa charge. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? I-download nyo na agad ang SendWave app.
Charlie to the train. Charlie to the train, Charlie to the train. Stay online, baby. Charlie Choo Choo Train, Charlie Choo Choo Train. Catherine,
Yes, hello.
welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Jackson Avenue, Long Island City.
Yes.
Let's go, let's go. Welcome.
trap reported ahead. Speed trap reported ahead.
couple here, I see. A couple kids playing. If you have kids, you can bring them here.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
side here?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Where is
Yeah, this is perfect. I'm going right here. Thank you so much.
Okay, good luck. Have a good day. You're choosing a mistake.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Have a good weekend.
you too. Yeah, Skylar, yeah. Yes, Skylar.
Hello, how are
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I need to go this way, the other way, yeah?
Turn around, yeah. Perfect timing.
Speed trap reported ahead.
I bet not. It's hurting. Why was it? Why did he work so
He wanted to run his 3 miles so that he could, so he's not lying when he said, okay, I can.
hard? Why did he say? Why did he have to?
3.5 miles. Because he put in for his, for doing it for charity. The run, and he put in, he forgot that he's going to New York. So one of the guys ran for him in his place. But I think he want to be able to say to,
Oh,
I know.
somebody ran for him.
Yeah.
Speed trap reported
It's a
ahead.
goal to keep increasing his distance in running. And I told him, I said, if you're out of breath,
Yeah, because
you gotta know.
she's keeps us up. And he keeps doing morning tests and stuff.
Well, I should tell him to stop because, but his pressure is good. He just had an exam, and everything was like. Yeah, I was thinking that he needs to watch out for those things. Was it like 5 years ago? His professor was like a little bit.
Red light camera reported ahead.
city police have pushed a 13-year-old boy down to the ground and punched and kicked an 11-year-old. 8 crimes detectives are investigating that. The 2 boys were treated at the scene by EMS. In Queens, a 14-year-old boy was hurt today while subway surfing on coronavirus. Riding outside of the train or on top of it, he was riding a 7 train. He fell from it, and that was after the train was entering the station. It did lead to significant delays along the 7 line. Horrifying video making the rounds on social media today. CNN first published it. It shows Sean Diddy Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, attacking his girlfriend in a hotel lobby in 2016. The video shows Diddy running after his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and then shoving and kicking her and dragging her in the hallway. This was in L.A.'s Intercontinental Hotel. Diddy can be seen throwing what appears to be a glass vase at her. Ventura reached an undisclosed settlement with Combs in November of 2023, one day after suing him for abuse. The world's top-ranked golfer, Scotty Scheffler, is on the golf course at the PGA Championship after being arrested by Louisville police today. This coming after the second round of the tournament was delayed almost an hour and a half following a fatal traffic accident outside of Valhalla Golf Club. Now, Scheffler was not involved in that accident, but he was placed in handcuffs by a police officer that he drove past while trying to get into the golf course. And Scheffler is reportedly been charged with second-degree assault with a police officer as well as reckless driving and some other minor offenses. In a statement on Instagram, Scheffler said this was a big misunderstanding. He says he never intended to disregard any instructions. The Louisville Metro Police Department said a shuttle bus struck and killed a pedestrian trying to cross the road outside the club about 5 a.m. Eastern Time, and Scheffler arrested about 45 minutes later. Today, former President Trump's trial for allegedly falsifying business records is on hold because Trump is attending his son Barron's high school graduation in South Florida. Independent investigative journalist Laura Loomer has some interesting claims on X today. She says Democratic Congressman Dan Golden of New York has been sending money to the personal home address of Warren Mershon, a Democratic strategist who is the daughter of the judge overseeing the Trump case in Manhattan. Many have called for Judge Juan Mershon to step down, given the potential for conflict of interest here. Golden, by the way, helped prep Michael Cohen before giving testimony, one of the prosecution's witnesses. Cohen expected back on the stand Monday for more cross-examination. And as for people looking to do bad,
If you want, you can just pull into this
Okay.
and we'll just walk so you don't have to go around. Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Finally ditching Twitter.com. Elon Musk's social media platform's URL now reads X.com. This comes about a year and a half after the billionaire bought the social media company, and it's seen as one of his last steps in the rebrand. WABC News Time, 3:04, sports, weather, and Wall Street next. Coming up at 3:55 p.m., listen for the Tunnel and Towers Foundation final thoughts on 77 WABC.
Speed trap reported ahead.
Wall Street. Stocks are mixed. The Dow's in positive territory, up 47 points. And from the Ramsey Mountain Weather Center, today mostly cloudy, a high near 74. Overnight, more clouds and a low near 58. Tomorrow, a 20% chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 68. Dominic Corner coming your way next, 71 degrees, overcast skies in Midtown. I'm James Corbin, the news never stops. WABCRadio.com.
The guy was trying to commit a crime. He should come here, commit murder. He would have gotten 30 days. So, Calvin, equal justice for all. Where? What happened to equal justice for all? Especially in San Francisco. Oh, boy. 30 years? They did that? 30 years in jail. Wow, that's almost equal to the death penalty there, because when you never do that, you're lucky if you get 30 days for doing the homicide. Come on, God. And then they 20 years. Congratulations to Dominic. The ratings for this hour are higher than ever, whoever was on it before. And how is Dominic? Dominic is getting a surgery on his eyes. Yes, no, his eyes are good. So he should be in good shape by this weekend. And I gotta tell you, John, you may be called up to a congressional hearing. This is, I wouldn't say it's breaking news. I've never been called to a congressional hearing. Well, you may be now on June 3rd. Dr. Fauci is being summoned out of retirement. John, he went on your program. It was the very first in January of 2020, right at the start of the lunar new year. I remember it because I had just given a speech the night before at the Tropicana Hotel in Atlantic City. The answer was January 26th. What these companies are, and I was right there in the speech to the World Martial Arts Expo. I was taking a Greyhound bus back to the city in the early morning with all the gamblers who had lost their money and barely had enough money for it. He was trying to siphon gas in order to get back to Staten Island. But I'll never forget listening to this interview in which then Dr. Fauci basically said, don't worry about it, everything's okay. What do you tell the American people about what's going on? Should they be scared? I don't think so. The American people should not be worried or frightened by this. It's a very, very low risk to the United States. It isn't something that the American public needs to worry about or be frightened about, because we have ways of preparing, of screening, of people coming in, and we have ways of responding, like we did with this one case in Seattle, Washington, who had traveled to China and brought back the infection.
So he basically told us all, relax. The coronavirus test was full.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci from Brooklyn. He used to have a pharmacy. Father had a pharmacy there.
In Bensonhurst.
How do you say it in Bensonhurst? Don't worry.
Don't worry, Bob. Don't worry, Bob. So he's basically trying to assuage everyone, because at that point, remember, we're seeing pictures of people who are being nailed into their own apartments. Remember, plywood was being put up by the Red Chinese in Wuhan. They weren't permitted to go outside. They weren't permitted, basically. The whole city was in lockdown. And he was telling us, it's one incident, it's outside of Seattle, not to worry. Well, last week, his deputy, during all the time that he was the director of the National Institute of Health, testified that yes, in fact, the virus came from the Wuhan lab, that Dr. Fauci had given the okay to fund in Red China, which
survived with SARS and MERS viruses that had been made 10,000 times more infectious than the normal bacteria that they might develop in terms of using it for chemical warfare. So we had a pact with the Red Chinese to develop super bacterial weapons in a Red Chinese lab in Wuhan. And instead they were telling us the crap that it might have actually come from what they call the wet market. This is where the normal Chinese would go to get food, where you have live animals and they slaughter the animals right there. Sometimes you eat them right there in the restaurant portion, or you take them home to your apartment. So in essence, Fauci over a decade ago lied to us, continued to lie in the many bouts that he had with Senator Rand Paul, and now he's going to have to face the music on June 3rd and testify before a House subcommittee on this subject. The getting's up here, John. He was lying to you as early as January of 2020. I had Senator Rand Paul on my show a week ago, and he was mad as heck, and he said it's going to come out, and that Dr. Fauci lied to the American people. Dr. Fauci lied to Congress, and you should go to church.
Okay, no credible scientists believe this any longer. That wet market theory that our own country floated through Dr. Fauci's office. Remember, he was the go-to guy at the time as the director of the National Institute of Health. Everybody said, Dr. Fauci, he's the expert. He's been doing this so many years. He lied to us. While they were investing millions of dollars in research on pathogens that possess the threat to humans, making it up to allow the Red Chinese to have access to drug warfare that could destroy the entire planet.
Now, the thing that I think the Chinese suffered almost as much as we did, do not know what the real numbers are, but when I'm upset about that whole thing with people in the Chinese World Congress, they said, you guys shut off Wuhan from the rest of China. You shut down where it's from. But to cut the airplanes going to Europe, especially Italy, and to cut the airplanes going to the United States, especially New York, and the West Coast. And that's what started COVID in a very, very bad way. And just the number, 1 million people died. 1 million people died. And now, the other thing with the Chinese, and I told you this too, how I thought. Guess what? In the last 12 months, 100,000 Americans have died from fentanyl in one case. And they went to the Chinese to stop it in 20 seconds. Because the Chinese gangs are shipping fentanyl to the Mexican gangs, and they're feeding and they're shipping it up to the American people, and 100,000 people are dead. And the example I use about fentanyl, right? Because in Kentucky, the first United States, 100,000 people died. That's like 1/7 state. Goes down to 300 people every day for 300 days.
Absolutely.
And you know how serious it is.
In fact, when the lockdown and pandemic came about, remember, Donald Trump did not listen to the naysayers. Our own mayor at that time, Bill de Blasio, Nancy Pelosi. Remember, they were calling him a xenophobe because he blocked all flights. They were coming in during the Lunar New Year festivities and the festivities into America. He said, no, we're not allowing any more flights in. But the damage was already done. In fact, my wife Nancy, who does the deep dive on the Rick and Reed, will be joining me on Sunday night at 8. And I have to do this, as much as this pains me. I don't like Andrew Cuomo. But my wife informed me that he was absolutely correct. That the coronavirus, as we knew it then, eventually to become COVID-19, actually first came in from Chinese who were coming in from Iran, who had come in first from Red China to Iran because of the fashion industry. They won the sweatshops there.
Milan got destroyed.
Right. And then they flew into JFK. And so, it spread
eventually became COVID-19 came into the country. But it's really Fauci who is going to have to answer these questions.
Fauci knew, and I've always said from the very beginning, either Fauci was the stupidest person in the world, or he was on the Chinese payroll, or there was something he's hiding. It looks like it might be all three.
Well, John, he's not stupid. He went to Regis High School, the most elite of all Jesuit high schools in New York City. You know, I went to a Jesuit high school. You know that Peter King went to a Jesuit high school. Never read, right?
You're sure?
It's a very good high school.
Paul John Sexton will get you a diploma.
That's right, John Sexton. We're putting out the SOS. If anyone has seen John Sexton, we need to talk to him. He's a very dear friend of John Katzimatidis, and obviously he got me into Brooklyn Prep. But Regis was the most elite of the Jesuit high schools.
No. It was just, my son went to Loyola on the Upper East Side.
That was the
And the difference between Loyola and St. Regis, one is free and one you have to pay.
Yes.
So take your pick.
But remember, Loyola is right next to Regis High School.
Absolutely.
And in fact, interesting story. My son, Anthony, when he was first getting into kindergarten, my wife at the time said, let's get him into Loyola. The head of the school was a Polish priest who had just come over from Poland. He didn't know anything about America, like a lot of these priests who are now from Colombia, Nigeria, India. But he recognized my last name was Schliever in Polish. So he made an exception because the enrollment had already been completed. So everyone is assuming, oh, he knows you're Curtis Schliever, head of the Guardian Angels, you're on WABC. So the priest...
WABC.
No, he has a Polish last name. I figured if he's Polish, his son with the same last name is going to be a good Polish American. And that's how he got initially into Loyola.
So he went to Loyola.
Yeah, he went to first few years.
But later on, in Loyola, when my son was there, and he's a little bit older than your son, Father Katsouris was the chancellor of whatever the title is, president of Loyola, and he was a Greek Catholic.
Very unusual.
When I introduced him, when I was in Rome with him, I introduced him to the patriarch, and I said, this is the other side.
Kidney clubs.
This is where the chasm took place. Anyway, when we come back, in the bullpen, warming up, the hero of the day, our own Sid Rosenberg, who, when he left his show in the morning here at the radio station WABC, he went into the subway and he saved a rabbi who was under attack. It was riveting when he spoke to me earlier in the day, and the story even gets larger as we speak, as he's going to bring it to all of you live and in person, coming into the next half hour.
This is John Katzimatidis and Chris Lewa. The guy who wore a sweater and said, it's your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that light. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So let's just spend more than you have to. Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes being delivered by Charitable. Please check your delivery account.
Okay, we've got an hour to 20 road cars. That's the button. I picked up some 303. Their aerospace protection is off, so we're going to find some of their other stuff. Send me that bottle of wine. Yeah, electricity is nice. Okay, now hand me the hose. I don't see a button yet. We'll get you coffee. Good, my quality. Available for photos to the next time. I'm here. My eyes are very important. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I love my late father-in-law here. We always beautiful room, but his vision is today. We have age-related activity generation, or AMC. And since partnering with Alex, I've learned that the preferred form of dry AMC is called geographic atrophy, or
coffee, the life gonna stop.
Tax Relief Advocate. Real solutions for real people.
Coming up at 3:55 p.m. Listen for the Top of the Towers Foundation final thoughts on 77 WABC. Your brain, it's exceptional. It makes 35,000 decisions every day. So when it needs exceptional care, trust the experts at White Plains Hospital. When every second counts, our team diagnoses stroke faster, removing blood clots with expert precision and advanced technology to help improve outcomes. Get patients back to your heroes for the right decision. White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere. The Charitable Hospital, to be here, a member of the Montefiore Hospital Fund. The views and opinions expressed by the individuals and their guests do not necessarily reflect the policies or positions of WABC Radio, management, or sponsors.
Judge Janine Pirro here with New York.
Live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own. And in time to link with major health issues. Call USA Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans. Medicare included. Call 888-801-5305. That's 888-801-5305 today.
The Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley.
You're stuck with their liberal moniker. They have a bunch of so a debate pretending that they don't have a bias. They are the ones that pick the question, which means they frame the debate.
The Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley. Weekdays at 4 p.m. on 77 WABC. From New York City to the world, it's John Catsimatidis and Curtis Lewa.
This morning, Sid Rosenberg, morning guy at WABC. We had just spoken, Sid and I, about two Orthodox youth who on Myrtle Avenue in Brooklyn were beaten up by a black guy on a city bike. They have not found the guy yet. And Sid was saying, that ain't happening no more. That ain't happening no more. And I mean, within minutes, he took the subway the way he normally does to catch the ferry to his home out in the Rockaways. And I'm telling you, he meant what he said. On the line right now, hero of the day, Sid Rosenberg, who because of his intervention probably saved the life of a rabbi, at least saved him from a serious beating. Sid, thanks for coming to the aid of the rabbi, but explain to our audience exactly what transpired.
Well, first of all, again, as I said earlier, coming from you, it means a lot because not blowing smoke up your ass, Curtis, but you devoted your life, the better part of 45 years, to doing what I did today, every day, all around the world. So it's surreal to hear you call me a hero of anything but. You really are. I'm not even sure the guy was a rabbi. I know that he had a yarmulke. He started Jewish, Orthodox, from Crown Heights. But, you know, look, I got on the train. I'm not sure if it was the 4 or the 5 train. I got the NYPD 8 prime asking me these specific questions to right now. We got in the 4 or the 5, and then the 6 on 51st and 42nd Street. I take that train, as you know, Curtis, down to Wall Street every day, and I make about an 8-block walk to the ferry. As soon as I walked on the train on 42nd Street, I walked past this gentleman with a yarmulke on, and I sat right next to him. He was standing, I sat down. And I noticed maybe 2 seconds after the train left the station at 42nd Street, a really out of control, half-drunk, stocky African-American guy, a black guy, walked up to the guy with the yarmulke, stuck his finger in his chest, and started yelling and screaming, "I'm not going to fight for you. I'm not going to fight for you, you mother effer, you Jewish genocide mother effer. I'm not going to fight for you." So at that point, I'm watching this guy do this. The Jewish guy is in shock. He's like, oh my God, he didn't do nothing to provoke that. And I stand up. I'm going to tell you, Curtis, I know you can appreciate this. I was nervous. You know, this African-American.
You didn't have your Rocky Calavito bat with you?
I had no bags, John, no bats, no knives, no guns, no meat. All I had was a set of balls, to be honest. And I was nervous, but I stood up. And I folded my arms and I said, I'm Jewish too. And after I did that, the guy started to retreat. And the third guy actually stood up and said, I'm Jewish too. So it was a real nice show of solidarity. But After I stood up, John and Curtis, this black guy walked to the end of the car. He continued to rant and rave, and he was yelling some really nasty obscenities about Jewish people, about white people. At one point, even a black guy gave him a dirty look, and he said, "Don't you look at that, Uncle Tom?" He started attacking the black guy, too. Long story short, once he walked to the end of the car, he was yelling and screaming, but at least at that point, we felt like there was no physical threat. And then we got to the Brooklyn Bridge stop, and this guy got off the train. At that point, I sat down next to the Jewish man. He was going to Brooklyn, going Palm Heights, get off the shop, I was going to Wall Street. And we talked, and he said to me, he said, and I quote John and Shan, "I really believe if you did not stand up next to me, that man was going to seriously hurt me." He said, "I know who you are. I listen to you. He goes, I know how much you love the Jewish people." He said, "But I wish they could see what we did here today." He said, "Thank you for making sure I get home healthy for Shabbos." And as they exited the train on Wall Street, we screamed these three words that Jewish people love: Am Israel God, with fists up in the air. And I went off the train, and here we started to cry. That was my morning in New York City.
You're a hero, and we're going to give you a marching parade lesson.
Well, listen, John, you and Margot already did something for me that the Jews are not doing this year, and that is when we have our special days, thanks to you and Margot. We had our Israeli Independence Day years ago. You guys made me the Grand Marshal of WABC's Israeli Independence Day. I still have the stash. There's a beautiful picture hanging in a diner on 50th Street and 3rd Avenue from that day. And the actual Israeli Day parade this year, they haven't even called me, which is fine because they want to have things like Chuck Schumer there, Jews that don't really fight. Me, I'm a fighter.
Listen, you know, it goes back to the days in the schoolyard. The bully. Once you stand up to a bully, guess what? They retreat. Once you stand up to a they retreat. Once you get between President Trump and President Biden, President Trump, nowadays I have challenged him. China in Afghanistan would not challenge him. The Taliban would have not challenged him. And my joke that I tell about President Trump is President Trump terrorized the terrorists.
No, you're exactly right, Chuck. And, you know, that's part of the reason why I left President Trump, part of the reason why Trump and I have become friends, like you guys are, and really the main reason why I know how badly we get back. And I really feel very, very strongly that October 7th never would have happened. Don't forget, all of these crimes since, I mean, John and Curtis went over, they found 3 more bodies in Gaza today. 2 young, beautiful girls found their bodies today. So they're still finding bodies. This thing is not over by any stretch. And of course, they're fighting in Gaza, they're fighting in the north, they're fighting in Judea and Samaria, and now it's affected our country, right? The campuses, the streets of New York City. And I really do believe in my heart of hearts that none of this would have ever happened if Donald Trump would have remained president in 2020. So, to your point, John, the whole world is on fire, and you can basically blame it, it's like, well, basically you can directly blame it on Joe Biden.
Now, John, I've knocked myself out.
Head to your pickup on New York State Route 25.
The annual Support the Israel Day parade. They made Donald Trump the Grand Marshal in 2004. You and Margot enabled Sid to be the Grand Marshal a few years ago. And I made this suggestion. The guy who was taking on all of his colleagues in Hollywood.
Turn right on Queens Boulevard.
Of 100 Jewish actors and performers to sign in the Hollywood Reporter support for the state of Israel right after October 7th. His name Jerry Seinfeld. I thought it would be great. There's nobody more synonymous with New York than Jerry Seinfeld.
All you can eat.
And at the breakfast that you've been to earlier in the day, where you get the schmear on the bagel and you fill the fish.
Jesus.
Then you give out the first.
Just ahead, pick up Carla on the right.
Who was the previous Grand Marshal?
I thought you would say the bagel one.
Hey, listen, I would take that deal even if Chuck Schumer was there, but no one has contacted me on a real crazy note. I'm kind of upset about it, but I was told by somebody on
Yo,
the
Carla, how you doing, Carla?
I was told by somebody on the
Pick up Carla on the right.
that they had heard that Chuck Schumer and the Democrats that were offering to honor this balloon maintained those
safety.
Let me give you the troubling statistics today. As of April, and remember, we're now almost into June. As of April, 95 attacks, anti-Semitic attacks reported. You know, there are a lot of times Jews get attacked, they just won't report it. Only 7 Islamophobic attacks. You know, we always talk anti-Semitic, Islamophobic. There is no comparison. And there has been an increase in the month of May. It's going to just be off the hook. What Sid experienced today and what those 2 little Jewish boys, the Orthodox boys, experienced yesterday, you know it comes in a way. And they're young men. And let them know you got to knock it off. You've been attacking Jews for years. The Jews don't own all the real estate in the world, as Jay-Z has said, the big rapper. They don't have all the money in the world like LeBron James, the great basketball player, has said. Just leave the Jews. It has to be a coordinated message of our elected black officials because they're ignoring this. They're ignoring this.
You know, I've been saying this started. I've been saying exactly what you said. You said it a lot nicer than I do in the morning. I know, John, get impact for that. We have a very big problem with one specific minority group in this city. Almost every time a Jewish person is beat up in Borough Park, even this lady at Rockaway the other day, it's a black person. Almost every time an Asian person is beat up, it's a black person. You know,
What happened to that Jewish organization back 30 years ago? That went off and done to the Jews.
Yeah, but next time, I take me out, the 2 of them, the Jewish Defense League and the Anti-Defamation League, they're still in business today, but they're a bunch of naval pussies, to be honest. They don't fight anymore. And to Dennis's point, you know, if the mayor spent less time hanging out with me and my white rich friends on Thursday night at private Cipriani, and was spending more time with his community explaining to the young children, hey guys, this is not the way to do it. You know, look, when I grew up as a kid, John and Curtis, you know, the Italians, they wouldn't live with the blacks. The Irish, they wouldn't live with the blacks. You know who lived with the blacks? The Jews. Whether it was Crown Heights or Borough Park, I've always understood the kids today. Yes. For some reason, the blacks are targeted the Jews. Why? Because the Jews don't fight back. The Italians will kick them in the face. The Irish will kick them in the face. Jews don't fight back. And not these two. It's like I said this morning, I should say, on that train. Not on this train, not today. And again, I'll admit this, and I admitted this to you this afternoon, Curtis, when I was on you at about 12 o'clock, and I'll say it to John right now. When I stood up on that train today, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm Mr. Tough Guy. I've got muscles. I talk like a tough guy. When I stood up, I was nervous. I may have even been a little scared. I hate that word, but I may have even been a little scared. But you know what? It didn't matter because it wasn't going to happen. I was not going to sit on that train and allow this person to terrorize a Jewish person who did nothing more than wear a yarmulke on the 5 train. I wasn't going to allow it. So I was nervous. I may have even been scared, but I decided not on this train, not this day, and so I stood up. So I don't want to hear that you're scared, because of course you're scared. I get it. Like I said to you, Curtis, I'm sure for 45 years of defending the city, I'm sure you've been scared. But I'm also sure that didn't stop.
Of course, but you know who else was scared? John and Margot, because they were saying to themselves, what the hell are we going to do for the morning show if Sid ends up in the morning? I'd give you a good eulogy, that's for sure, Sid.
You are funny. And he means it, by the way, John.
I know he means it.
He'll say something very nice.
I don't have a lot of applications on my desk.
But no, thank you on behalf of all New Yorkers, because this is happening to all New Yorkers, but especially the Jews, and for being one tough Jew. You're a great role model, and ever since October 7th, you've taught New York and Jews all over America what they got to do. Because if you don't stand up and fight for your own, you can't. The Goyim ain't going to do it, shit. They ain't going to do it.
Listen, coming from you, that means an awful lot to me. Again, I consider you the greatest of all time, the greatest defender of all time. So thank you for this. And John, I got to say, proud of you too. You know, without mentioning specific controversy, the authority to speak on our radio station. I thought you handled everything brilliantly. I thought you handled it with class. I think you're right. I really do. And I thought you were even last week. I'm proud to work for you, and I'm proud to be friends with both of you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
When we come back,
Thank you, guys.
we got to talk about the man from Nassau County who was not recognized last night, John, at the 125th anniversary of Nassau County. He's from Lawrence, 5 towns. He's the most infamous person in America today, and his name is Michael Cohen.
This is John Catsimatidis and Chris Lewa. Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I love my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Appellate, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA.
It's like a secret location, huh?
No, it's like a different entrance. The whole building is the same place.
Yeah.
It's just like I use this entrance because I don't have to take steps on the right here. Yeah.
It's
I
much-
use that number because my building here doesn't have a number, it's at the end.
Oh, okay.
But here is flat.
Yeah, yeah.
If I go in the main entrance, I
Yeah.
have to do like 3 or 4 set of steps. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a nice weekend.
You're welcome.
failed to do to care for the veterans. We're approaching Memorial Day weekend. Whether they served in peacetime or wartime, many of them are adrift. They're living in shelters or on the streets. Some of them have mental health disorders, physical disorders. And Tunnel to Tower has decided that they're going to make that their mission this year. So get a pad and a pen. We're going to give you information right at the end of the show of how you can help on a regular basis.
And Tunnel to Tower, his brother died in 9/11, worked so hard and raises so much money to take care of the veterans. He's also taking care of law enforcement, and they do a great job. I mean, organizations like that, you don't find them every day, and thanks to and Tunnel to Towers, they do a great job.
Now, just in a few hours, I'll be resuming my overnights, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, from 12 midnight to 6 to the break of dawn. You're going to like these two subjects, because I know, John, you and your wife stay up almost the full 6 hours.
You got up at 4:30 in the morning, right?
Frank Sinatra, anniversary of his death was this past week. Why oh why did he marry Mia Fowler, who then ended up, after they separated and divorced, married Woody Allen? I mean,
That is weird.
yes, and no one has ever figured it out. And this week, Ringo Starr, one of the surviving Beatles, admitted that the Beatles were constantly battling one another from the time they first organized in Liverpool. So we were given the idea, yeah, they had occasional battles. No, apparently they were battling since the beginning, and eventually it led to the breakup of the Beatles.
Wow.
So we got all that. But right now, let's talk about the man who is in the eye of the storm, Michael Cohen. Will continue to be cross-examined by Team Trump on Monday when he gets back in court. And everybody's got an opinion on this, but the only opinion that counts is of the 12 jurors and the 6 officers.
My opinion is that these 12 jurors, a lot of them are fraudulent, don't know that they're jurors. And I think that at least one or two of them are going to say, this is a political trial. This is not a trial. They haven't even come up with the charges yet. When are they going to tell them the charges?
Well, when the end of testimony, then Judge Merchant has to read to the jury what the charges are. Obviously, there'll be a lot of objections by Team Trump, like you haven't even proven or stated what any of the 34 felony charges are.
I think this whole situation, what's happening with President Trump, what's happening with Biden, the White House, I'm not going to blame President Biden. The White House is coordinating it. Where are all the lawyers? Where is the Bar Association? Where are all the senior lawyers saying, hey, that's not the rule of law. The rule of law with our Constitution, what we built the United States of America on. This is almost like the witch hunt. What was the name of the witch hunt up in the
Salem witch hunt.
This is what they're doing. They don't even do this in Africa. One president fighting another president, let's put him in jail so he can't run against it.
And all of this occurring on the island of Manhattan in D.A. Bragg's reign. He just turned loose the Venezuelan illegals who beat up the cops. Remember, you had the...
That is wrong.
Right.
Now, what happened to you? Equal rights for everybody.
Right, but you see, it's sort of like you can commit a crime, a vicious crime, a violent crime. Miss Trump, they go after you even when there are no grounds to go after you. It is so highly charged, so political, it almost makes you feel like it's Robespierre. Back in the French Revolution, when it was off with your head, I didn't like it politically, but remember this, Alvin Bragg, they eventually turned the tables on Robespierre, and then he had his head chopped off.
Janine Pirro here. Since 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been committed to improving the lives of America's promise to never forget. Tunnel to Towers provides mortgage-free homes to Gold Star families and the families of fallen first responders with young children. Builds specially adapted smart homes for catastrophically injured veterans and is working to eradicate veteran homelessness. David Marshall served in the Army during World War II and fought in the Battle of the Bulge. He has never forgotten the sacrifices of his comrades in arms, nor the efforts of of first responders on 9/11 and in the days and months that followed. He is a loyal and proud foundation donor. Tunnel to Towers is committed to supporting veterans, first responders, and their families, and so many of them need your help. Join the foundation on its mission to do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk radio. WABC New York and 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past the hour. 77 WABC News starts now.
77 WABC chime time. It's 4 o'clock. It's 72 degrees, cloudy on this Friday, May 17th. Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Ritchie. The MTA's congestion pricing plan is under fire, but first, the latest on Wall Street with WABC's James Flippin.
Well, Lisa, U.S. stocks finished mixed today. The Dow has now advanced higher for 5 straight weeks, and economic data, the Conference Board's leading economic index, continued to
Let's
decline
take
in
Stillman
April.
Avenue,
Similarly, two
I-495
brothers
West,
under arrest
Queens
for an alleged
Midtown Tunnel,
scheme
Queens.
that aimed to steal $25 million worth of cryptocurrency. The Justice Department says Anton and James Pereira Bueno exploited the Ethereum blockchain to steal money from traders in just 12 seconds. They both studied computer science and math at MIT, charged with wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. In company-specific news, Walmart and heavy equipment maker Caterpillar finished higher, helping boost the Dow. Among the S&P 500 biggest gainers were Chubb and Valero Energy. Finally, the European Union says it's launched a formal investigation into Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, for failing to protect kids on their platforms, allegedly. On the whole, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 135 points. The S&P 500 up 0.12%. The NASDAQ down 0.07%. That's the WABC Market Report, and I'm James Flippin.
Hearings
Turn
are
right on
underway in
52nd
Lower Manhattan
Street.
in 3 of the 7 lawsuits
In 900
against the
feet,
MTA's
turn right on
controversial
Stillman
congestion
Avenue.
pricing plan to charge drivers at least $15 to enter below Manhattan 60th Street during peak hours. There are separate lawsuits being filed in New Jersey. Congestion pricing is set to begin on June 30th. A judge in Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial says parties should be ready for closing arguments on Tuesday. More from Mark Mayfield.
Court adjourned for the week after ex-Trump lawyer Michael Cohen wrapped up Thursday's testimony. Trump's defense team questioned Cohen's credibility, recounting his guilty pleas to tax evasion and lying to Congress. Cohen is the prosecutor's key witness who they say was behind the alleged payments to adult actress Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged sexual encounter with Trump in 2006. Trump is accused of falsifying business records in connection with the payments. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Former President Trump attended his son Barron's high school graduation in Florida today. He will be back in a New York courtroom on Monday. The Brooklyn Half Marathon takes place tomorrow. The 13.1-mile course starts at 7 a.m. in Prospect Park. It ends in Coney Island. The MTA says the best way to get there, of course, is mass transit. In sports, in the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals, the Knicks go up against the Indiana Pacers. It's Game 6 tonight. The Knicks are leading 3-2 in that series. Yankees host the White Sox this evening. The Mets are in Miami. And your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center this afternoon. Partly cloudy, a high of 72. Tonight, the clouds increase. Scattered showers likely with a low near 58. And tomorrow, looks like more scattered cloudiness with a slight chance of a shower, high 67. 72 and overcast outside our Midtown studios right now. I'm Lisa Ritchie. Remember, the news never stops at WABCRadio.com.
Charlie to the train, Charlie to the train.
848-922-22. And a wild Friday it is.
Roosevelt Avenue.
We have news from some of the college campuses in America. We have all kind of news. We have more fear about what will happen if Donald Trump wins the 2024 elections, and the fear is palpable. Let me just give you a headline on that one. Story broke about 2 or 3 hours ago. No, actually, yeah, it did. 3 or 4 hours ago. Donald Trump wants to control the Justice Department and the FBI. His allies have a plan. Reuters. And it's fear. Open fear. If successful, this is how the story begins. If successful, the overhaul could represent one of the most consequential actions of a second Trump presidency, given, get this, given the Justice Department's role in protecting democratic institutions and upholding the rule of law. That's such a load of manure. That is not what the Biden DOJ is all about. Upholding
Turn
the
right
rule
on
of law.
Roosevelt
No.
Avenue.
Politicizing the rule of law is more like it. Protecting democratic institutions, that is not at all what the Biden DOJ is about. And Reuters continues, if Trump succeeds in controlling the Justice Department and FBI, it would also mark a dramatic departure from the department's mission statement, which identifies independence and impartiality as core values. That's in New York right now. Yeah, the DOJ, one of the top. Oh, never mind. Let me go work in New York so I can nail Trump. That supposedly independence and impartiality? No. The plan is essentially twofold, according to 9 people interviewed by Reuters, some of whom requested anonymity to discuss internal deliberations. Well, a quick comment on that. Anybody that is a Trump loyalist or claims to be a Trump loyalist that is actually talking to Reuters about inside plans is no loyalist. If you are on the inside of the Trump kitchen cabinet, to borrow a phrase from ancient times, the first order of business is keeping your mouth shut to these so-called journalists who do not have an ounce of impartiality when it comes to Donald Trump or anything that they do. All these stories serve as, or are intended to serve as, campaign weapons for the Biden campaign, so that they can instill fear.
I'll tell you what's up.
Especially in the Rhino community and the Democrat community. I mean, you read these stories, you wonder how the news comes into Fairfax County, Virginia, where so many of these government workers are living out their upper class dreams on government largesse. So the story goes on to say that if Trump gets in, he's going to first flood the Justice Department with stalwart conservatives unlikely to say no to controversial orders from the White House. What makes that different than what Joe Biden's doing? You think anybody at the Justice Department is telling Joe Biden no? Oh, well, they don't talk to Joe Biden. Are you naive? The Justice Department is doing exactly what Joe Biden and whoever...
We don't spy on your listening habits. We make a habit of listening to you. We don't provide news to make money. We ask for money so we can provide the news. And it costs a lot to bring you the news and information you trust every day for free. Become a member now to make us stronger and better prepared to handle the challenges ahead. Here's how.
Call 888-376-9692. You can also go online to WNYC.org. And again, be reminded that if you contribute right now, the Kaplan Brothers Fund, in memory of the New York Public Radio trustee Lex Kaplan, is matching every $1 you give with $1 more for WNYC. So essentially, think about your contribution being doubled. So now is a great time to contribute during the Spring Pledge Drive. 888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
You know, when you're listening, you often hear that NPR is supported by member stations, and what that
Yeah.
means in daily life is that
Arcadia, Arceli.
in all things considered.
Takes a long time to get out of the
We,
bacon.
WNYC, are paying more than $3.7 million to NPR for those programs. It's worth it. We don't think of it as a bill. We think of it as an investment because it supports reporting from around the world, 17 bureaus around the world. We only make this investment because of you. Just as you count on us, we count on you. So give now. Go to WNYC.org or call 888-376-9692.
When you're thinking about contributing, think about becoming a sustaining member at WNYC. And if you're wondering what amount is a good amount, if you contribute right now at a level of $8 a month, we'll throw in a thank you gift, a clip-on Bluetooth speaker. You can bring it wherever you go. It's about the size of a chalkboard eraser. It's got the WNYC logo printed on the front. We'll send that to you for $8 a month. It goes up after 7 p.m. tonight, so now it's a great time to get it. Also know that if you make that contribution now, we're in a dollar for dollar matching period, so that contribution goes twice as far. So many reasons to pick up the phone right now and call 888-376-9692. You can also make it online at WNYC.org. Most importantly, thank you.
From NPR News and All Things Considered, I'm Juana Summers.
And I'm Marina Reese Kelly.
Speed trap reported ahead.
Finished building a pier off the coast of Gaza to deliver aid. The first trucks rolled off
Street.
It is pressing this with Israeli officials as what's called a sequenced operation. So you move people out, then move your troops in, and then continue along those lines as you move into Rafah. Will the Israelis do that? We just don't know because they're not sharing their plans with the U.S., only providing this kind of broad brush. Same with the humanitarian plan. They're not providing details to the U.S. They're saying, listen, we're moving people, but the U.S. wants details. Okay, you move
Red light
people,
camera
what about
reported
housing,
ahead.
food, and medical needs?
Where is good for you?
At this point.
Along the Mediterranean coast, but it's just bursting with displaced Palestinians. And now you've got the Israeli military going back into areas because they have to clear Hamas from the there again. They have more people packing up and having to find refuge. And people just really simply can't afford to leave. It costs too much. So they have no food, no shelter, and they're just stuck. They don't know where to go. That is NPR's Jason Northam in Tel Aviv and NPR's Pentagon correspondent Tom Loman.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much, Barry. And we're also following news today that the bodies of 3 hostages have been recovered from Gaza. The Israeli military says they were killed at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th, and their bodies taken into Gaza. 70 years since the
still one of the most competitive
tickety-tickety-tack. Clap go round, tickety-tickety-tack.
And Mama, inside that car, after you were done, I texted you and screened you of it. But, Mama, the teacher in regular school gave us this. You see? No, not the teacher. But not the school.
Charlie Choo-choo train, Charlie Choo-choo train.
Broken hinges inside here. Maybe I can fix it. But Mama, it ripped apart. Yeah, let me fix it. But I lost that working. Yeah? Yeah. I lost it. That's why I'm gonna buy one. It's broken. These are on the parts. But it ripped apart. And I lost that hearting of it.
Sunny side, yeah.
Yeah. It's shiny anyway. I'll keep it, but do buy a new one. Clean your area, clean your table. But it's too much dirt to do. That's your responsibility, that's your table. But you need to do it. Now, look at George, look. You got your job to clean up yours. Mama, do you see? Mama, do you see?
Southern Gaza, as hundreds of thousands of people run out of food there. Trucks have been rolling across a new temporary floating pier today that was anchored to the Gaza shoreline by the U.S. military, but the UN agency in charge of aid to Palestinians says the pier project is not a substitute for land deliveries. Philip Lazzarini says warehouses set up by the World Food Program are now empty.
There is no food available for distribution anymore, and what is at stake now is that all our efforts might be reversed, because as you know, over the last few months, we have been engaged in a race against the clock to reverse the looming famine.
Israeli restrictions on border crossings and heavy fighting have hindered the delivery of food as well as other supplies. On Wall Street, stocks ended mixed today. This is NPR.
And for WNYC News, I'm Tiffany Hester. Good afternoon. It's 4:32. We have 70 degrees. A New York City shelter provider is launching a pilot program to give homeless families with young children a monthly stipend for 2 years. The aim is to help families leave shelters sooner. Christine Quinn is the CEO of WIN, one of the country's largest providers of family homeless shelters. She says families can use the roughly $1,400 monthly payment with no strings attached.
Find all of them inside the school. There's nothing inside the school. There's none of them inside the school. I can live in them anywhere.
We know
Which is not.
and you're going to use this to help yourself.
A lot of papers,
University will study the program's effectiveness. More than 100% for a family to exit a WIN shelter. The program launches next week. A federal jury
I'm not buying it. It's mine from home, okay? This is expensive. It's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna make fish that up.
when they were children, and that the abuse happened over decades. And their claims are very troubling. Some say that they were raped, others say they were forced to perform oral sex or were inappropriately touched. Most of the plaintiffs are unnamed, but a few of them, including Jeffrey Christian, did speak at a press conference last week in Illinois.
I wish I could have been a system to grow and change through the discipline and support of the staff around me. Instead, I was sexually abused and neglected. I learned at a too young of an age that the system wasn't going to make me a better man, just hurt me.
So, according to the lawsuit, his mother reported the abuse to the warden, but no one followed up. And I reached out to the Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice. A spokesperson there pointed out that the alleged abuse happened under past administrations and that they take youth safety seriously.
Okay, but a question, Meg. Why all these lawsuits in different parts of the country? Why are they all popping up now?
Yeah, so essentially the new lawsuits are possible because the laws in these states, and actually several other states too, have changed. They are now giving victims in child sex abuse cases more time to sue. Last year, for instance, Maryland removed the statute of limitations altogether on child sex abuse cases. Here's Jerome Block. He's an attorney for the plaintiffs in several of the lawsuits.
What these laws recognize is that it often takes years or even decades for a person to be ready to come forward, and these new laws are really giving them a chance to step forward.
And he said that we should expect more lawsuits in other states making similar allegations.
A central question that occurs to me is, of course, what can be done to prevent anything like this from happening going forward? What can officials do in terms of oversight or safeguards?
Yeah, so many experts say that juvenile facilities are inherently dangerous places for kids. I spoke to Michelle Deitch about that. She's a professor at the University of Texas at Austin.
Taking vulnerable kids and putting them with very powerful staff with the ability to not only make their daily lives miserable or more comfortable, but also can affect their ability to get out of the facility. We've got to start by acknowledging that there are so many kids who should never be in these settings at all.
But she said that making sure facilities are independently monitored is an important way to curb this kind of abuse. And several states, including Illinois, already have ombudsmen in place who do just that.
NPR's Meg Anderson, thank you.
You're welcome.
Comcast announced this week that it plans to offer a new streaming bundle with Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV+. And when I hear that, it sounds an awful lot like the packages of cable channels that cord-cutting consumers left cable TV to get away from. To help us understand what's going on here and to talk more about the future of streaming TV, we're joined by NPR TV critic and media analyst Eric Deggans. Hey, Eric. Eric, just try to help me understand. How does this new Comcast streaming bundle fit into the trends that you're seeing more broadly in the industry?
Well, I don't know if I can help you with understanding, but no, Comcast chairman and CEO Brian Roberts talked about this bundle at a recent conference. He called it and he said it's going to allow consumers to get Comcast streaming service Peacock along with Netflix and Apple TV Plus at what he called, quote, a vastly reduced price, but he didn't offer any specific numbers. Now, subscribers would also have to use Comcast internet service like Xfinity or Xfinity TV to access the discount. This announcement comes as we're hearing more details about a different streaming service that would bundle sports coverage from Disney, ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery. That's called Venue Sports, VEW. And there's also a new partnership between Warner Brothers Discovery and Disney to offer a bundle with their streaming services Max, Disney Plus, and Hulu for another yet undisclosed price. So I know that's a lot of names and services to offer, but that just shows you something to find out a lot of different options for consumers.
We're all set. Let's go.
about, as CNN's Oliver Duffy recently talked about his Reliable Sources newsletter, is news programming. And this makes sense, you know, it's expensive, it can draw political costs, and it can bring more traffic to the United States.
and overcast in our Midtown studios right now. The New York Lottery's Mega Millions is up to $393 million. The next drawing is tonight at 11 p.m. The last winner of the Mega Millions was on September 21st in 2021. The $431 million winning ticket then was purchased right here in Manhattan. And you can go nuts today. National Walnut Day, signed into law by President Trump and Oregon legislation. Going on the break,
Welcome to the 5 o'clock show. It's time for Common Sense. Now, it's Cats and Cosby with John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby, standing for truth, justice, and the American way, bringing common sense to the world. Now, here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby.
Well, thank God it's Friday. I mean, what do you, in the old days, I think if you stopped 100 people in front of Smith & Walensky's, would they know what TGIF means?
I think they would.
TGIF.
This was a long week. I was going to say, it was a long, especially for Michael Cohen. He had a long week.
Well, Donald Trump, President Trump got off from being in court because his son Barron graduated.
Yeah, congrats to Barron, high school graduate, and I'm glad he got out of it, John.
Goldman is running for Congress against your real friend, Latimer, says today, what did he say today?
Oh, yeah, Dan Goldman, this is the New York Democrat, and Dan Goldman said that the legal advisor, the former one, Bob Costello, who we had here on the show on Cats and Cosby yesterday, and it was a big bombshell. Well, Congressman Dan Goldman said that Costello is involved in jury tampering in the hush money trial because he's coming out now talking about what happened, and thank goodness he's telling the story.
It's your good friend that you've endorsed.
No. Different race.
Jamal Bowman is running. Jamal Bowman.
Yeah, they sound similar.
Oh, believe me. Well, you're an expert. Absolutely. Look, all due respect to Congressman Goldman, it's very, very fortunate that he's going to do very well for the Senate. Again, there's still no vote for the executive House.
That's what Michael Cohen was Mother Teresa?
It is just crazy. Talking about Mother Teresa, what did the Pope say today?
Well, the Pope had some issues with Catholics. He said conservative Catholics are basically suicidal, that they're in the old days. So it's going to be on 60 Minutes this Sunday, and a lot of conservative Catholics.
In other words, if you're a conservative, if you're a Republican, you're suicidal?
Well, you're a conservative Catholic. He said they're sort of in the old days. They're in the caveman days.
There's one case, I got Paul Younger, Paul Zuber, on my Sunday show, and they're trying to push through a bill in Albany. Judge Weinberg, tell us about trying to broaden the definition of deceptive practices under consumer protection law. So therefore, if you own a diner, John, and you say we have the best coffee in New York, that would open you up to a lawsuit. In other words, the charity could sue you. Isn't that the most being deceptive? Right, isn't that ridiculous? I mean, what happens to me with Coney Island? I said, you breathed in that ocean air and you go, my opinion, so like you're 15.
You undersell yourself.
What do you believe? Governor?
No, you were bidding. Do I hear 20? The number of years ago.
Yes, listen, and never underestimate the plaintiff's bar.
Yeah.
The lawyers, they are very powerful and open.
Well, by the way, we have with us right now an amazing special guest here on Cats and Cosby, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
With us today is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson. He's had a couple of tough months, but he's one tough guy. Mr. Speaker, welcome to WABC. How are you doing?
Hey, great to be back with you as always, my friend. Good to hear your voice.
Tell me, it's Friday afternoon. What do you have to get off your chest? I mean, You were in court in New York with President Trump this week. You had your hands full in Washington. There's so many things. Our country is under attack in many, many directions. So please, you start first.
You know, that's a great place to start. John, I agree with you entirely. The theme of the week in Washington this week was Police Week, and we made the point that as Republicans, as conservatives, of course, we always stand with those who wear the badge and make too often the ultimate sacrifice with conservative particular communities. We have to stand by law enforcement. We have these great events, great ceremonies, fallen officer memorial, and all sorts of stuff this week. And those attitudes, they just kind of go off script at these events because we speak at all of them. And I think that made us the greatest nation in the history of the world, the most free, the most powerful, most successful that's ever been. But I've been speaking very plainly to these groups this week, as I'm apt to do now, and that is that remind them that we're not really even in a battle right now anymore between Republicans versus Democrats. We certainly have that battle, and it's part of it. But what we're battling right now is something even deeper and more fundamental than that. We are in a battle right now between two competing visions, entirely different worldviews about who America is and what we're going to be in the future. And we are fighting every day to defend the founding principles, and what I call the core principles of American conservatism. They're really the principles of our nation, of individual freedom, of limited government, of the rule of law, fiscal responsibility, free market, human dignity, those things. But we have a rising number of people in the country, you and I both know, who have a disdain for those values. They want to trade those ideas in for something else. They envision for our nation that we would be some sort of European-style socialist utopia or something. But you and I know that's a fool's errand. Marxism is a road to destruction, and we have to fight it. Everything in us, and that's what we're doing right now. So we have policy skirmishes, we have, debates over legislation. But that's not the real battle. The real battle is, are we going to hold fast to our founding principles and keep this republic? I'm going to take all of it. Dig in, get it done.
It's about bringing America together. It's not about being Republicans, it's not about being Democrats. It's about being an American and doing the right thing for America. And I don't have a problem with common sense Democrats, but I do have a common problem with socialist Democrats. I mean, they are, they're trying to destroy our country. And there's a mission out there, and I don't know if it's from the socialist Democrats. I don't know if it's from China. I don't know if it's from Iran. But our country is constantly under attack. Thank you for bringing our countries closer together by being able to work with some of the common sense Democrats.
Well, we have to. We're in an age of divided government, as you know. I mean, Newt Gingrich posted an op-ed about 2 weeks ago, and he said, Speaker Johnson has the most challenging speakership since the Civil War more than 160 years ago. And his point was that if anybody who holds the gavel in this moment would have the same challenge. We have the smallest majority in U.S. history, of course. I'm currently at a one-vote margin. But we also have a deeply divided country. The encouraging part of that, John, is that I believe that most of the people in this country, in their heart of hearts, they agree with us. They agree still with common sense. They identify with the founding principles of our country, and they do want to maintain it. Surely they want their children and their grandchildren to have the same liberty and opportunity and security that we have always known and cherished, but sometimes too often taken for granted. And that's what the challenge is right now, to I guess really kind of help educate about the Chinese Communist Party and Iran and all of those who subvert our culture, our society, our all the elements of the radical progressives, all that woke ideology, all of that stuff that is. We have a chance right now in November to put election of our lifetimes. I think everybody.
Thank you for that.
معرفة الناي يقول استورتي سلام رحاب
سام
كين
לא ראיתי.
תראה בלבן עם הירוק קצת קשה להפעיל אותם. ראית? לא, בכלל לא מעוצב טוב. גבוה מדי.
אין, לא ראיתי, תשלח שוב. אני שלחת לך תמונה של הבגדים, אבל אתה לא שלחת לי.
מה, הנה, אתה לא ראית את זה?
רשמתי לך שלום. רשמתי לך שלום, איפה שכתוב שלום, תשלח שלום.
הנה, אתה לא ראית את התמונה?
לא.
הנה שלום, איזה קטעים, אני רואה את התמונה ששלחתי. תראה שוב פעם. איזה קטעים, אני רואה את התמונה. שלח שוב פעם. הלכתי לבית מרקחת, אמרה לי שאני צריך לראות רופא.
אז לך תראה רופא, מה הבעיה?
איך לאכול משהו, רופא.
ובינתיים תקנה לך את המים הכחולים האלה, אתה יודע, המי פה האלה.
לא, היא אומרת...
שצריך לנקות, אבל לשטוף את הפה, אתה מבין? מה זה, פצעים בלשון, בשפתיים, איפה?
שפתיים.
זה בא והולך. נגעת במשהו, נגעת בפה, בשפתיים.
לא יודע. אני גם צועקת שליקקתי כוס, אמרתי לו לא ליקקתי שום כוס.
אמרת, קח את הוויטמין הזה, לייסול זה עוזר. פעם היה לי משהו דומה, הלכתי לבית מרקחת, הוא אמר לי, תקח לייסול זה חיסונים לדברים האלה. אתה לא לוקח ויטמין, לא לוקח...
היא אמרה לי לראות רופא.
בסדר, לא רופא, אבל... תקח ויטמינים. אני גם אמרתי לך תראה רופא, אתה כבר כמה... לך עכשיו מטרופוליטן או בית ישראל.
מטרופוליטן סגור עכשיו.
מה זה, שומרי שבת?
כן, תגרים ב4-5.
לא, 24/7. לך לאמריקנס. תלך לבית ישראל.
כן, רוצים לזכור אותו.
שאתה הפסקת ללכת אליי.
אני מתלוננים, מה? איפה נלך, איפה זה? בית ישראל אומר, לפי החוק חייבים לקבל, אתה מבין? מתעצבנים.
כן. שילכו לבלביו.
הולכים אליהם, מה שקרוב, אז התושבים מתעצבנים, מה סוגרים? לאן נלך? כבר בין מבוגרים, הרבה זה. אני בסטורת.
מישהו קנה אותם.
מount סיני קנה.
עדיין אין את התמונה. תמיד היה להם
אתה לא רואה
סולם.
את התמונה?
לא.
את התמונה, אבל אתה לא רואה.
אני לא רואה, אתה שולח למישהו אחר בטעות.
אתה יודע עליך, מה, אני רואה שרשמת לי שלום, מעל השלום יש את התמונה, וגם מתחת. לילה.
אולי לוואטסאפ שלחת.
הנה בוא נשלח לך שוב פעם. תראה שזה.
מסנג'ר.
רגע, אתה לא רואה שזה לך? היה בזה, נערף.
כן, לך לאט.
לך לוואטסאפ.
רשמת לך שלום במסנג'ר. שבת שלום במסנג'ר.
אני רואה שקיבלת.
שלח לך שבת שלום במסנג'ר ונשמע.
הנה, שלחתי לך.
הנה, עכשיו קיבלתי דרך המסנג'ר. נו, מה זה סולם... מה זה חדש? לא היה להם את זה?
זה רחב בשתיים, אני פעם אמרתי לה מה זה, הסולם הזה צר מאוד.
זה צר או רחב?
רחב בשתיים יותר רחב מאוד, כמו במנהטן מיניסטוריה.
כן. זה הסטייל שלהם. מה, יש לך בעיה עם רחב? מה רע ברחב?
לא, זה טוב, מה אין לי שום בעיה, אני אמרתי להם שיביאו את זה. אמרתי להם, האור צר, אפשר לעמוד, אפשר לשים עליו כלום.
כן.
אמר לה, תביאו כמו במנת מיני סטורג'.
כן, אז שמעו להצעה שלך.
אני רוצה ללכת לתוכנית שרק, אתה מכיר את התוכנית שרק? לא, רק רעיון, מה? רעיון.
אנשים, רעיונות כאלה, העלימו אותם.
העלימו אותם למה?
הוא בתעשייה של הנפט בפרנסה.
אתה יודע, פעם שלחו חללית למאדים, אתה שומע? עלתה לה המחלית הזאת $1 מיליארד לשלוח אותה, אבל כשהגיעה לשם אחרי זה שבועיים נגמר לה בטריה והפסיקה לפעול.
השאירו אותה שמה.
אז תאר לך זה, תאר לכם מה משתמשים בהמצאה שלי. אתה מבין?
כן, אז זה טוב למטוסים, מכוניות. מטוסים, מכוניות, טלפונים, הכל.
המטוסים זה לא, בטריה זה כבדה מאוד, כבדה מדלק. ככה זה המטוסים.
לא, אני אומר, יש, כמו שאתה אומר, ממים או אוויר, יש אנשים שעשו את זה, אבל התעשיות של הנפט העלימו אותו. יש להם כסף, לא רוצים שתפגע עליך בפרנסה.
איזה יופי זה שיש לך איזה טלפון, לפטאפ או מכונית שאתה לא צריך לטעין אותם אף פעם.
הנה, יש את הטסלה, יש את הטסלה.
כן, אבל אתה צריך לטעין אותם.
גם שאלתי אחד, כמה עולה לו להטעין את הטסלה, כל מיני מקומות שהולך להטעין, הוא אומר, עולה לו כמו דלק.
כן.
כן, אז מה עשינו?
גם לוקח יותר זמן, לא?
צריך לחכות שעה, שעתיים. צריך לחכות שעתיים, 3. אז מה עשינו?
מה שעתיים 3? כמה זמן לוקח למלות מכונית דלק? 2 דקות, לא?
2 דקות, אבל להטעין את הבטריה, צריך לחכות ב-JFK לגואריה 2, 3. זמן זה כסף, מה אתה חושב? זמן זה אפשר לעשות עוד כמה
באים לך מלא מכוניות.
וגם צריך לעמוד בתור, יש הרבה מכוניות שממלאים למטעינים לפניך.
מי זמן השטויות האלה?
ממש שטויות.
עוד ביידן אומר על שנת 35 כל המכוניות צריכות להיות חשמליות.
טוב, אם יש לך וילה בקווינס, ככה אתה בסם בחצר, מטעין בעצמך, זה סיפור אחר.
כן, כמו מאנס.
וגם אתה לא יכול לנסוע מקומות רחוקים, כי מה, זה יגמר לך בטריה, איך תחזור?
ואם תצא תחנת דלק, איך תדע אם יש לה טענה?
דלק אין להם מטענה של חשמלי. יש להם מפה כזאת, צריך ללכת לפי המפה.
נו, ולהגיד בן אדם נוסע בדרכים בג'הנם, מחוץ לעיר, תחזיר יש להם מפות, ואם קר מוות, איך הוא יטען איפה הוא יחכה עד שתיגמר הבטריה. יגיד לבן אדם, אני רוצה לשבת לך במשרד עד לטעין.
סיפור מתח. איזה סינית אחת מצחיקה. איזה סינית אחת מצחיקה, נמצא את הוידאו, אני אשלח לך. אומרת, הזכירה טסלה ככה להיות כאילו...
סינית עם מה?
סינית אחת, הזכירה טסלה, אומרת, ניסה לפלורידה עם ההורים שלה. ככה היה.
הטסלה היא נורמלית?
היא אומרת, אז היא קוראה לטסלה, this bitch, don't move this bitch, don't charge, this give me anxiety, I'm with my parents. היא מצחיק שהיא קוראה לטסלה MF bitch. איזה קטעים, ממש התעצבנה על המכונית שהזכירה.
שלך זה הייבריד האוטו, לא?
לא, לא, שלי זה רגיל. היה לי פעם הייבריד, עכשיו זה 4 צילינדר רגיל.
למה? זה הייבריד לא טוב?
בסדר, כמעט אותו דבר.
למה לא לקחת הייבריד?
לקחתי מה שזול, מה שיש לקחתי.
אבל גם ככה שלקחת הייבריד אף פעם לא התענת בחשמלית, לא?
לא, זה לא, הייבריד זה לא... מה זה הייבריד? כשאתה עוצר, כאילו עובד על... הוא כאילו המנוע לא דולק, אתה מבין? וכשאתה ממשיך לנסוע, זה עובד... כאילו רק כשאתה נוסע, הוא לוקח דלק, אבל כשאתה עומד או בירידות, דברים כאלה, אז כאילו הוא לא לוקח דלק.
נו, זה יותר טוב, אז למה לא קנית אחד כזה? זה מצחיק.
א', הם יותר יקרים לקנות אותם. וב' זה כמעט אותו דבר. התיקונים שלהם יקרים. זה דופקים אותך פה, מלטפים אותך פה, דופקים אותך פה, זה מה לעשות, ככה.
לדעתי, כל דבר שצריך לבריאות ואיכות סביבה וזה, צריכים להיות יותר זולים. למשל אוכל אורגני, אתה מבין?
כן.
שזה להגיד זה יותר בריא מכל האוכל התעשייתי הזה, אבל איך קוראים לו? אבל עושים את זה יקר, אז העניים לא קונים את זה, נותנים אוכל לא טוב, והטיפולים לטפל בהם עולה לממשלה יותר כסף.
הם נראים בלרות כאלה, יש להם כל מיני מחלות, דיאביטיס, סוכר, סכרת.
כן.
אתה יודע כמה שמנים וסוכר יש במאכלים שלהם?
כל הדברים הצבעוניים האלה, אתה יודע, הממתקים הצבעוניים וזה, אתה יודע איזה חומרים מזריקים להם? חומר של זפת לעשות את הצבעים האלה, של כבישים. אני שאל לך סרטון שראיתי פעם, זה אללה יסתר.
צבעי מאכל, כל הצבעי מאכל זה כימיקלים.
כן, תימנע להביא לידי כל מיני סוכריות כאלה ודברים כאלה. זה אללה יסתר. אתה מה הולך שם, אתה בחיים לא תיקע לזה. כל הצבעי מאכל האלה סביבים לילדים.
מה אני אגיד לך? קבל הטוב. אז שלחתי את הגלויות חזרה לעורך דין. נראה אם אני אקבל משהו מהאייפון 7 פלוס 7.
ואני גם אקבל, גם לי היה אייפון 7.
כן, כמה, שני צ'קים.
זה היה אייפון שלי.
אחד לי, אחד שלי, אחד שלי.
היה לך 2, לא?
כן, הייתי אחד לך, אחד לי. הבאתי לך את זה לחנות של מולקו שם. הרסו לגמרי את המשטח של מולקו, בונים שם משהו.
כן, גם ליד הסולטר בונים איזה בניין עכשיו.
כן.
כן, מול הסולטר בונים בניין.
מגורים?
נראה לי שיהיה מגורים.
כן, כבר אנשים לא בונים משרדים, אף אחד לא מזכיר משרד. קורונה. פעם הולכים כולם למשרדים, עכשיו על הקורונה רואים שאנשים יכולים לעבוד מהבית, אז מה צריכים את המשרדים?
אבל יש כאלה שלא רוצים לעבוד מהבית, אומרים מה, הילדים מפריעים לנו, זה מפריע, זה. רוצים לצאת מהבית, אתה יודע. אחרי תקופה מסוימת מתחילים להתבאס מהקטע. אני כל הזמן בבית, לא עושים מהבית, אתה מבין את הקטע? אז אומרים מה?
שיבוא למשרד, אם הוא רוצה לבוא, שיבוא למשרד.
אין משרדים, הרבה מהם סגורים, אין. אתה מבין?
לא רוצה לעבוד. יביאו מישהו שכן ירצה לעבוד. אם הוא לא רוצה לעבוד, אז יפטרו אותו ויביאו מישהו שכן ירצה לעבוד.
לא, זה... הם רוצים לעבוד, אבל רוצים לחזור לעבוד מהמשרד. אתה מבין, אומרים מה? למרות שזה יותר כיף לעבוד מהבית, אבל שנמצאים כל הזמן בבית, 24 שעות בבית.
אני גם מחפש לי איזה משהו מתעבוד מהבית. איך אני אוכל להיות יותר עם הילדה.
כן. בוא תעשה זה. תעבוד בדפוס.
יש כל מיני דרכים של מחירות דברים. צריך לבדוק.
כן. אתה בהתחלה לימדת אותי את הפוטושופ, אתה יודע את זה? אתה אמרת לי, הבאת לי את התוכנה, אמרת לי, קח, תפעיל תוכנה פוטושופ, אמרתי לך, מה זה פוטושופ? אמרת לי, תוכנה, אתה יודע, לעיבוד תמונות, אתה יודע, מי שאתה עושה לה, עד של הבצ'ה, יש לך קצת כתמים, אתה יכול לסדר את הכתמים וזה.
כן, קניתי לך את זה מהרוסיה, זוכר את הרוסיה?
כן.
בחור טוב.
לא, עוד לפני הרוסים, עוד לפני שחזרתי לארץ הבאת לי את התוכנה הזאת, כל תושב חיפה אני זוכר. עוד לפני הרוסיה הזה, עוד לפני שחזרתי לארץ, אמרת לי על התוכנה הזאת, הוא אומר לי, הנה, אני אביא לך תוכנה, אתעין לך, וזה, ולאט לאט התחלתי זה, ללמוד אותה.
בסדר, עכשיו נביא לך משהו עם AI, אתה יכול לכתוב סרטים, שירים, ספרים, עם ה-AI יש כל מיני התקפות שאפשר לעשות, צריכים לדעת איך להיכנס לזה.
כן.
עכשיו זה ה-AI.
כל זה של הוליווד מפחדים מה-AI.
כן, ה-AI.
אומרים, מה זה ה-AI? יעשו לנו בעיות בעבודה. אתה יודע איך הם מחצבים בהוליווד? אומרים ל-AI, תעשה לי ככה וככה, והם שמים בסרט.
כן, עושה סרטונים, הכל. יש לי כל מיני קטעים בראש, אם אני אנסה ללמוד איך עושים את ה-AI הזה, אני אכתיב ל-AI את הקטעים, והוא יעשה לי סרטון. לדוגמה, איזו שמנה אחת נוסעת על אופנוע, והחבר שלה או בעלה הוא כזה קטן שהיא שמה אותו בתיק של בקפק. יושב לה תיק בקפק.
כן, אבל אני אגיד לך את האמת, אני עשיתי כמה עבודות עם ה-AI הזה, הלקוחות לא אהבו.
לא, צריך לדעת איך לעשות.
לא, יצא אפילו יפה, אני אמרתי להם, תעשה לי מניו למסעדה לבוכריאן רסטורנט, make me menu for בוכריאן רסטורנט. עשה לי תמונות עם שיפודים יפים, הכל יפה, הכל זה. אבל הוא אמר לי, לא, אני לא זה, תביא תמונות שאני רוצה, מה אתה מביא לי זה?
זה נראה מלאכותי כזה, אתה יודע, זה לא נראה אמיתי כזה, מלאכותי כזה.
והילדה שלו אומרת, אבא, הוא השתמש ב-AI, אני יודעת. מה זה AI? עושה לי שהשתמשת ב-AI, אני אומר לה, כן.
הנה החבר שלך זה, פעם אני נוסע לידו, בוכרי הזה יושב עם כל הקשקושים, כמה זבל יש לו, הוא בכלל נרדם, הוא רדום שם.
שאלתם מה בעל הבניין?
לא יודע, אני רואה אותו נרדם, יש גם כוסית עושה זה, לידו סייקי, יושבת.
הייתי אחת שם יושבת, באזור שם יושבת על ברז, כל התחת שלה בזה. כמו בטייל כבר נכנס לה בפנים.
יש הרבה קטעים AI. מישהו מנגן.
איתי לי כוסי, אני אומר לה, זה אומר לה, איתי לי כוסי. So I look like shit.
יש איזה מקהלה. מקהלה של האנגלים.
כן. כל פעם שצועקת אני מוציא אותה מחוץ לבית כנסת. ואני אומר לה, עכשיו תצעקי.
נורוויג'ן. יש זה של הנורוויג'ן. צעדה של הבחורות לנורוויג'ן.
כוסיות, נורבגיות כוסיות, בונדיניות.
ב-53 והשנייה לך תשתתף. פניתי לרחוב אחר, אני רציתי דקה. הפעמים האלה חיים כמו מלכים, שתדע לך.
בטח, אבל לוקחים להם מיסים גבוהים. זה 70% מהמשכורת.
חינוך בתים.
לא, ועוד אחד, גם אינגרד, כן.
לא, הייתה לך שותפה גם כזו, אבל היא חזרה, היא נשואה, יש לה 2-3 ילדים.
כן. אני התפלאתי למה הם נשארות בזה, ואיך קוראים לו?
מנסות, בכל זאת באים, מנסים, אתה יודע.
אבל יש להם שם הכל, מסכים
זה הכוסיות, אומרות אולי הכירו איזה חתן מיליונר.
כן.
באמריקה וזה. אבל החתנים זיינים זורקים.
אלא אם כן הבחורה באמת כוסית.
לא, שיש לה אישיות טובה. הגברים זורקים כוסיות לא בגלל שיש להם אישיות חרא, מה אתה חושב? כל הכוסיות, 90% מהם יש להם אישיות זבל, הן בצפניות והן לא אין להם אישיות הכי טובה. אז לא בגלל שהן יפות, אז הן יכולות לעשות מה שהן רוצות.
כן, הם מחפשים אנשים גם עם אישיות וגם כוסיות, כמו אשתו של דונלד טראמפ. גם שיהיו אינטליגנטיות.
אישה יפה, חכמה, אבל אף מגזין לא שם אותה בשערים. שמים כל מיני מחלויות, שמים את אשתו של ביידי, שמים כל מיני מגיילות, ולא שמים אותה, לא יודע למה.
בגלל הזה, שמאלנים, מה? לא יודע למה.
שמים את אשתו של אובמה כל הזמן, כזו מגיילה.
כן.
אנשים חושבים שהיא בכלל גבר.
כן, באתי להגיד זה, אנשים חושבים שהיא בכלל גבר.
ולמה אין תמונה שהיא בהיריון או משהו? לא, היא לא גבר, אבל איך תדע.
אצלנו במכולת, אחד מחייב על הקפה דולר 75, אחד מחייב $2, ואחד מחייב $2.5.
באותה מכולת?
אותה מכולת.
אנשים שונים או... אנשים שונים, מוכרים שונים? אני לא מבין.
מוכרים שונים, כן.
על אותו קפה?
כן. אומר לו, מה, אתמול שילמתי $75. אני לא יכול להיות. אני אומר, פעם קודמת שילמתי $2.
קוריאני עולה לי 2.75. אבל אני מכין לעצמי כמו שאני אוהב, אתה יודע.
כן. אבל כשאני עושה את הקפה בבית, הוא לא עושה את העין, כי הם לא מביאים חלב רגיל. מביאים חלב 1%, שאחוז אחד, אתה יודע, זה לא עושה את העין בקפה.
לא, אתה יכול לשים איזה חלב שאתה רוצה.
אבל אין לי מקרר שם, איך אני אשים שם איזה קפה?
שים בחלום.
איזה בחלום? כבר נהיה חם, זה כבר לא חורף.
תקנה מקרר קטן.
אסור לי להכניס. הייתי מביא. זה ברוך. אני לא הולך שם לבית כנסת בגלל הפצעים.
לא, תנוע. אולי זה גם מדבק, לך תדע. שאל את הפרסית אם היא רוצה נשיקה צרפתית.
היא אומרת לי לא לבוא אליה עד שאני אפסיק ללקק כוס. אמרת לה זה לא זה מזג אוויר וזה. כוסית, לא עם המזוודה, בסדר. אני מתאר עצמי. אפשר להבין?
אני אומר לך, לפעמים הייתי נוגע באוטו במשהו, אחר כך הייתי, אתה יודע, מגרד בפנים, בשפתיים, היה לי את הפצעים האלה. הלכתי לבן מרקחת, הראיתי לו את זה, הוא אומר לי, קח את הוויטמינים האלה.
אני הלכתי, אומרתי, זה לא...
גם טיפול, אבל גם הוויטמינים האלה זה חיסון טוב. לסקו, אני אשלח לך תמונה שאני אגיע הביתה.
שמתי את המחשב. הלכתי איתי מסכה.
אתה יכול לעשות תמונה ולשים בגוגל, וגם בגוגל יגידו לך מה זה, אתה יודע, כמו מכשיר. תנסה.
תגיד מה, אני רופא גוגל?
כן, תנסה את השיטה הזאת, תראה מה...
לך לבית מרקחת, הולך לרופא, והוא אומר לי מה לעשות.
אבל אתה לא הולך, זה בעיה. כבר שבוע ככה, אתה לא הולך. אם היה לי ככה, הייתי שם את הדפוס בצד, שעה, שעתיים, אחר כך חוזר לדפוס.
אתה יודע שהביא לך כמה מאות דולרים,
בריאות יותר
אתה לא יכול להגיד לדפוס.
חכו שעה, שעתיים.
אני עכשיו אגיד לאנשים לפני עבודה שישלמו לי. אני גם מנסה להגיד להם שישלמו לי רק בזה, אתה מבין?
תשלום מראש, אחי, ישנו את דעתם. תשלום מראש, אחר כך ישנו את דעתם.
ישלמו רק בזה.
נכנסה לי לנוסעת אחת. שסינית, שם שלה זיון, זיונה.
ציונה.
ציונה.
ציונה. יש שיר כזה שקוראים לו היי ציון הדרך. הקסטונים היי ציון הדרך.
כמה עומסים יש עכשיו ברחובות. כל פינה מבקשים כספים.
כן, יש כאלה עם אוהלים.
כן, אני לא מתייחס אליו, כי תתחיל להביא פינה.
אני לא נותן לו, הפעם נתתי להומלס אחד, בא, שם לי את היד על הכתף, אומר לי, תן לי. אמרתי לו, זה, don't fuck touch me, התחלתי לצעוק עליו. טופה, תגיד תודה וזהו. No, I tried to be friendly, I said, I don't want to be friendly.
פעם בארץ, כשאתה הולך למסעדה, יש מלחיות כאלה, שאתה יודע, לוקח מהאצבעות, אתה מכיר את המלחיות האלה? הישנות שאתה לוקח מהאצבעות, המלח שם על האוכל?
כן, גם זה מגעיל, אני לא יודע בזה.
אז ראיתי אחד, שם ככה במלח כזה, אומר לו, מה אתה עושה?
הוא אומר לי, גונבים אותם. שאלתי אחד כזה, הוא אומר לי, גונבים אותם.
זה קטעים. אמרתי לו, לא, מה, אתה דפוק, עוד אין לך כפפות, אתה עושה שם מלח ככה בשיטה הזאת. בלי כפפות עוד. איזה שיטה דפוקה בארץ. כל מיני אנשים מגעילים עם האצבעות שלהם, נוגעים במלח הזה בקופסה ושמים, ולך תדע מי היה שם. הפסיקו עם זה, אין את זה יותר. גם בבית שלך זה לא טוב שיהיה את זה.
בבית שלך זה משהו אחר,
לא, גם בבית, לך תדע, אנשים, אורחים.
הם באים לך אורחים וזה, לך תדע איפה היו.
גם האישה, ילדה, לך תדע איפה הם נגעו, זה גם לא ברור.
כן, האישה גם יש לה כל מיני קצעים, הנער. ילדה, יום אחד אני הולך עם הפרסית לגן של ילדה, אני רואה ילד איך קוראים לו? ואוכל אותה.
הילד שלה?
לא, ילד אחר. אז היא צועקת על הכננת, מה זה הילד הספר? אני רואה את זה. לקחו איזה מישהי מהגן שתיקח אותה הביתה. ואיך קוראים לו? או שאני רואה ילדה אחת, יש לה מוסתה, אז היא כזה בזה, היא מנגבת עם היד שלה ככה, לא מקפת, עם הזרוע מנגבת, ועוד ילד הכי מגעיל, יש לו מוכתה, נופל לו כזה על ירוק צהוב כזה, נופל לו כזה על השפתיים למעלה, נופל, שהגיע לפה, עשה, בלעה את זה.
לא, ילדים, לא מבינים.
I צועקת, what the fuck is it supposed to be? Did you see this? It's just time.
ילדים, לא מבין.
היא אומרת, לי או שלי בחיים לעשות דברים כאלה. אז הוא אומר לי בשקט, אני עושה בלי שהיא תראה. לא איתו שחק כדורסל, יש מועדון כזה אצל ספרא, מכיר ספרא ב-82?
יכול להיות.
שמה 82 מדקסים, יש בניין כזה של ספרא, שם חוגים. יש שם הרבה ילדים שחקים כדורסל וזה, אז הוא אומר לו, תשחק איתו כדורסל, תשחק איתו, אז תקע פינות וזה, קראת לי מה שאומר לה, הוא הפליץ עליי. אז אני אומר לו, לא נכון, משקר, אז היא הולכת, פותחת את המכנסיים, פותחת את זה ומריחה לי פותחת.
איזה יציאות יש להם, בכלל לא תרבותית.
ליד כל האימהות שם, מלא אימהות שם, יש שם. קצת לעבוד.
בכלל לא תרבותית.
אז היא צועקת, you did fuck on my son, damn, and why you do this? I know my son not lying. נחרפה עם אובר, כל הזמן. נסע הובלה עם אובר. זה קטעים, זה קטעים אובר SUV ענק.
כן, זה קטעים. זה לא יותר זול להזמין...
מה?
יותר זול מובינג, כל עבודה קטנה יכול לעלות $200-300. יעלה לו יותר זול אין לו הרבה דברים, בסדר.
הייתי עוזר לו. הנה, עבר את הדברים, עכשיו הוא נוסע.
מהמלון שלך?
אני לא שומע אותך בכלל, לא כזה.
אני אומר מהמלון?
מה? לא, בפובליק סטור. מנת ימין סטור.
כן, הבנתי.
אבל כמה דברים יש.
אני אגיד לך את האמת, אני רוצה להתפטר גם.
מה?
רוצה להתפטר גם מהסטורת שלי.
נראה לי זה שעברה למקום קטן, אין לה מקום. להוריד את המעי.
יום נעים.
כן, נהדר. משפחה את זה, עשו פה בוקסים.
בוקסים? מה זה בוקסים?
אגרוף.
כן.
אני נשלח לתת. יש פלגנים בארץ, אתה יודע?
נקבל לטוב. נקבל לטוב. בגלל השמאלנים.
אחרי קטע, הספרדים בכלל לא מפגינים מהמשפחת החטופים של הספרדים, אתה יודע? בכלל לא מפגינים.
אני לבנות השמאלנים הקיבוצניקים.
רק האשכנזים מפגינים, השמאלנים, הקיבוצניקים האלה. איזו מספרה גדולה פתחו אותו. ארוכה של סינים. קוריאנים, סינים.
מה הם רוצים עם נתניהו? נתניהו עושה כמה שהוא יכול, מה הם רוצים? הם
רוצים להעיף אותו בכל מקרה, אתה לא מבין?
כן.
לפני כן אמרו משפטי, היום אומרים משהו אחר, כל פעם משהו אחר.
רוצים לעשות בחירות מוקדמות.
כן, גם בצבא שופטים שמאלנים מפטרים קצינים ימניים ושמים קצינים שמאלנים. איפה נתניהו? אני לא מבין אותו. במקום שיפטר אותם, יעיף אותם.
הוא בעצמו אשכנזי, מה אתה רוצה?
מה?
הוא בעצמו אשכנזי, מה אתה רוצה?
לא משנה, אבל יש הרבה אשכנזים ימנים, מה פעם מתנחלים כמו זה. בן גביר צריך להגיד לו, אדוני, אני אפרק את הממשלה אם אתה לא מעיף את החרא הזה. הוא פיטר אותו פעם והחזיר אותו כי השמאלני עשו הפגנות. בחירות לא רלוונטיות כל עוד אנחנו לא בשלטון.
Thank you, everybody. I'll see you Monday. Have a good day. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you. Take care.